Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Perkins, the boss, aka Bakonyo Silewan. By my side is my sister.
Mala.
And so we'll be talking about the relationship, just put our perspective forward. So I will be standing like saying my part as a man, and she will be saying her part as a woman, and see where it takes us. So Kamala, I would love to ask you, how do you feel about relationship these
Well,
modern days?
I don't really like the modern days, how relationships are. I would more say I like the old traditional values in, working together with somebody as a unit, which I think
Mm-hmm.
most of that's missing these days because of the modern age that's seeping through. So now I would say the young girls are more wanting to be the boss chicks, which is you can't have two bosses in a household.
Definitely.
I think everyone needs to play their own roles. A woman's is feminine and a men's is masculine. I would say what's kind of happening is men are becoming more feminized and women are becoming more masculine. So it's where do you draw the line and try to come together instead of separating ourselves from men and women and hating on each other because we all need each other.
But don't forget, if men are becoming feminine,
Yeah.
you expect the woman to take the mantle of the house, innit?
Mm, it's
If
like,
the man is not doing what he's supposed to do as a man,
yeah.
the woman will step in to
Yeah,
make sure
well,
the home move forward.
Well, it's like we don't want to get it too twisted with the feminine and the masculine because we all possess these things ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
So if a woman's single, she has to be in a masculine, which is to get things done. She has to go to work. If she's got children, she's got to look after the kids. She's got to get the food on. So that's all masculine traits. But when she's going to be feminine, that's when she gets dressed up and she wants to be like the lady. How that role ends up being when you're with a man is that the man sort of has a way of taking certain control in the way that if anything's needed, she knows that he's there to do it. There's no questions asked about it. That's the masculine side of things.
But to me, I believe, yeah, if a woman is doing the right thing she's meant to do, challenging if the man does something wrong, challenging the man should not be classified as masculine. And if a woman is working, being a boss girl, should not be classified as masculine. To me, I believe if a woman is working hard, making her own bread,
Yeah.
she has the right to possess whatever she wants to. The most important thing, you keep respecting the home. That's it.
Yeah, and that's granted. But unfortunately, when you have the modern society that's seeped in, women think that men are not needed.
Most men are not needed.
But I think they are needed. I think we're all needed. That's why we were all created.
Definitely, men are needed in the society.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the so-called modern day relationship.
Okay.
Most men are not needed.
Men are needed in the sense that, let's just take it back to actual reality, because that's where I live. Yeah. If we didn't have men, it's like if you look at the oil rigs, if you look at plumbing, if you look at,
women are doing these jobs these days.
No, but it doesn't matter whether women are doing the jobs. We're talking about, is it enough to sustain a society? So if we was to say, right, you know what, women, use all what to do the men jobs. So you go out there and go and get the men job. It's still not going to be enough to be able to sustain a society because men are already biologically built that way to do them jobs.
That would be back in the days when majority of men doing this kind of job. But today, in this world we're living in, women does the same job as men.
It will always.
There are women mechanic, there are women scientists, yeah, but gradually women are coming up.
No, because at the end of the day, if you just look at these jobs in the sense that women are being scientists,
women are in the military as we speak.
They are in the military,
in the front line.
They're still not doing as much as what the men do in them front lines.
Definitely.
Yeah, because like even if you have it, you will have. Granted, there is some women who are stronger than men. They're not going to take that away from anybody. What I'm trying to say is, if you go with the percentages, it's still not going to be enough.
Definitely. Yeah. As time goes on, as society progress,
Yeah.
women are coming into, like in politics. There is a lot of women in politics these days, but back in the days it was few. So the more society progress, I believe women are coming in.
Women are coming in, and I believe that if a woman wants to do these things, I don't think any woman should be like, no, I shouldn't do them things. If you want to do it, go and do it. No one's disputing you to go and do what you want. If you feel you possess them skills, and that in your mind is like, this is what I would want to do, go for it. My thing is that it still doesn't negate that men are needed, because men are the ones who build the infrastructure. Or even if you go back in the day to come into today, men are still doing them jobs. Women are always still up doing the more nurturing jobs.
That we agree with you. That I will agree with you. So let's take it to these days. Relationships have become monetized. If, let's say, for example, I see a lady that I like on the road. If I'm not driving a Porsche car, a classy one like that, I can't even approach her. So women how will I put it? It's what you can offer these days. It's not what love brings anymore.
Yeah, because everything's more down to perceptions, which is, we're in the age of perception. So what looks good is what they think it will feel good. But what looks good, they'll get it, and then they'll still be looking somewhere else, because it's not going to sustain anything. Because you can never go away from biology, and regardless of whether they say there's this gender, that gender, what I'm trying to say is it's still biology. We're animals in nature. So it's like, if a women these days, they're like, if the man's 6 foot tall, if he's this, sometimes you have women who are 5 foot and the guy's 5'8", and they say they want a 6 foot. They could be stood next to a man who is 6 foot, and they're like, oh well, you look small. You're 5 foot, love. You're 5 foot.
Yeah, I agree with you, but at least women has the right to choose what they want, innit?
She can choose what she wants, just the same way as men can choose what they want, and this is why most men are abstaining from women, because they're not of quality.
Yeah, to me, the society have changed, so the morals have changed. Like the question I posed to you was like, women these days, it's all about monetization of relationship. Relationship have been monetized. So if I can't afford it, before I know if I like a girl, I talk to the girl. She likes me or she doesn't like me. But these days it's what I possess. It's what I can bring, the so-called bring to the table. What do you bring to the table?
Well, most women think they are the table, which is, did you build the table?
But they got your physique, innit? They got the body, their physique.
It doesn't matter. It's like, bodies, when you're young, you know what I mean? We were all young ourselves. It's like, yeah, you might have had a nice body and everything, but when you get older, everything starts to change. Your mindset starts to change. The reality becomes different.
So let me ask this question. For example, a girl that makes, let's say, 100K above a year. I've not seen, I'm still waiting. I don't think that she can date below the salary range.
I think because when I was younger, I think, we never really looked at men for what they bring to the table, in the sense of, we liked that they were kind, they had a good heart, and they had some form of like potential. Sometimes you put your effort into people because you've seen the potential in them. I think as you get older, you start to learn that they have to see the potential in themselves as much as you see it in them. But it's like they want to say behind every great man was a great. No, it's never been that way. It's like behind every great man has always been a good woman who will, help him to sustain things. But somewhere there gets this blurry lines, like, oh well, the woman was there and then she built the man up and then the man got off, and they don't look at what was going on in the mix of all of that. The man might have been cheating, he might not have been talking to her right and things like that, but she was staying there because she believed he was a good man and she seen the potential. So then maybe when she then wants to walk away, and then obviously it might put a little bit of a fire up his batty, and now he ends up being what he was. Do you get what I'm saying? But he's still not going to not forget about the woman who was there, because he knows that was his own downfall.
Yeah.
So we can't always be like looking at these things like, oh well, oh well, we build them up and then they move and get the next best one. You know what I mean? It's like, well, okay, let's flip it. Sometimes you know that this person is not right for you, but sometimes you settle.
Yeah, they settle because of the. Let me say, most women settle because the man has the cash. Let's be honest about it.
Yeah, I know, but that's the point.
Let me
cash
give it.
doesn't sustain anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's like the man can have all of the money. Listen, the man can have all the money in the world. You can go and speak to women who've been married to millionaires, or they've just got people who've really got all the money, got a big house and everything, and it'll still come down to the fact that that man might be still too busy and he's not fulfilling her in the other ways.
It might not be even cheating. He might just be extremely busy.
But that's the point. So it doesn't matter about the money, because when it comes, you want something more.
When we are outside this bus, we might think like this, but when we are in it, it's different.
It's always different, but I think generally, I feel everybody knows when something's not right.
Sure.
Everybody knows, but
it might not be right to some certain group of people. It might be totally normal to some certain group of people.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, what I'm trying to say is if you are happy with anything, it wouldn't matter whichever way it goes. You're happy with what you have, but you're not happy with what you have. It's because you have your own thoughts of what you feel like this man can be and what you can have with this person. But most people don't communicate these things. And I mean, like, with real, genuine communication with this person. There's a lot of people who are together and they're married, they've been together for years and everything. And I tell you now, you can see they don't even communicate well.
Yeah, communication is key in a relationship.
It's like, how are you being able to stay with somebody when, and that's why you'll see a lot of people will cheat and all of these things, because they lack the fundamental thing, which is communication. You know what I mean? It's like everybody can go and sleep with somebody, but if you don't have a communication of which way you like it, they say how they like it, so you work into how somebody likes it, so you fill in these minds where you don't speak. But if you do communicate it, you're having that fulfillment and you're getting the enjoyment out of a relationship.
Okay, let's bring it back. Let's say in today's world, is it wrong for a man to have like multiple women in his life if he can afford it?
I don't say, for me, if it no, that's only because I'm just one of them type of women. So, but I would say if a woman is okay, because I do think some women are okay, long as they're getting what they need, then
so it boiled down. So that's what I was saying. It boiled down to finance. When the man has the money, the women are okay with it.
They would be more, I would say, more susceptible to be okay with it. But for me, whether you broke or you got the money, it just would be a no-go for me.
That's why we all differ.
Yeah, definitely. So you can't say everything's not good for everybody in society. It's just the same thing, as we're all individuals. We're all unique.
But to me, I don't think it's cheating when a man has multiple women.
I think it is cheating if you don't let the woman know that this is the desires that you have. I just think
the other woman is let's say, for example, he has 4 women in his life.
Yeah.
It's 1, 2, 3, 4. That woman could be another woman. This one is the other woman. You are the other woman. So, and if it comes to society, men are very few in numbers. Women are more, because men are in prison. Men are in,
most
men go to war.
It still comes down to everybody has a choice, and when you take that choice away from somebody, then that's not genuine, is it? So if a man has satiable appetite to say, oh, he wants more women, all I'm saying is that's for him to be open and honest and say this is how it is. But because they know that most women wouldn't go for that, then they, it's a falsehood then, isn't it? Because then if that woman ends up liking you, at the end of the day, and then you come with something like after the fact, then that's not right, is it? So how I would say is, like, I've been on a date with someone, some people are like non-monogamous, and then, they put it to and says, I've got this woman, blah, blah, blah. I appreciate that. I think that's absolutely honest. He's told me this is
so
how
let's
it is.
say, let's
I can't
say,
be just to one woman.
Let's say
you have a choice.
If a man, a wealthy man, tell you, I like you, but you'll be one of my women.
Yeah.
Is he telling you from the beginning?
Exactly. Respect to that man.
Will you accept it?
I won't be accepting it, but I said I respect the man that he actually said,
Say,
this is how it is for me. I can't just be tied down to one woman.
okay, let's come to, let's say, for example, a man's money is our money, while a woman's money is the woman's money. Is that right to you?
It's not right. I guess I'm not of that type anyway. You know, because obviously, like, you know, when I was younger and, you know, I was